Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. But before we get into the news of the day, and we do have quite a few to navigate through, Mike the mariner wasn't here last week, but a couple weeks ago he was talking about buying a new dinghy, and he mentioned that on the show. Asked Captain Patrick and the crew, what they thought of his idea. Patrick poo-pooed the idea initially of what he thought of the dinghy that Mike the mariner had, was looking at. And basically Mike bought it anyway. So despite he did exactly the opposite of Captain Patrick, and he actually, as you can see him cruising on his new dinghy right now on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. I'm a fan of this. What is it, Mike? What is the brand of boat again? What do they call that?
It's called a Craig Cat. They are
Craig
built
Cat.
in Orlando, Florida. My
Okay.
hometown.
Yeah,
And,
hometown purchase, right?
And I have to tell you, so we've been running the boat for about 4 hours now.
Wow.
And quite frankly, it's amazing.
Yeah,
We've been over some very, very hefty wakes from
other
ski boats
vessels
that have the
shore.
ballast.
Yeah.
Ski boats and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And this thing is stable as a rock. It's like driving a floating dock with a 30 horsepower outboard on it.
He looks pretty happy there, Patrick. I don't know, that Craig Cat that he
Yeah.
bought here in Orlando, where we're based out of. You did not think that would be a good idea for him to get
no,
that.
not for what Mike was intending to do with it. When
He's
was
doing
looking-
it right now. He's
when he
What?
was asking and looking for a dinghy, it was to have something on the back of his yacht
yeah.
that he
Yeah.
could use, so that if he wasn't able to bring his yacht in the dock, he could use that as a means of transport. Not for cruising around the St. John's for 4 hours. That's not what he
Well-
talked about.
Well, he's
Not
breaking
only
the
that-
engine in or
not,
something.
Not only that, his purchase of that Craig Cat, it's a boutique boat. It's like somebody who is looking for a pickup truck, and they go and they buy a Honda Ridgeline. It's
Yeah,
not a real
boy. Here
pickup
we
truck.
go. Yeah.
That's not the case.
Right,
No,
you tell
here's
him,
the-
Mike.
No. Here's the thing. So I looked at ribs and I looked at other dinghy styles,
Mhm.
but my boat is not very big. It's 40 feet long, so I'm limited by my size.
Yeah.
So a rib would have been like a 9-foot rib with a 7.5 or a 9.9 outboard on it that goes 10 knots.
Okay.
And even that takes up the entire swim platform. So what I decided was a tow strategy, and actually the Craig Cats are very towable. So there's a bridle that you get and configure, and
Okay.
a 60-foot ski rope, put it behind the boat, and you tow it, and it's absolutely perfect. So
Well,
I
there you
don't have
go.
to modify my boat. We can go to North Carolina and tow this boat behind.
Sounds good. Barry the boater, what do you
Yeah.
think about this? It looks pretty good to me.
I mean, no, I've seen these boats before, and they look like they're fun to, scoot around in the bay with. But how far back do you have to tow this thing to be safe from your boat? In other words, you can't put it.
So we're going to use what most are doing is using a 60-foot ski rope.
Okay.
There's a guy that has done this as a test for Craig Cat.
Yeah.
The 40-foot Sea Ray Sundancer, and he tows
A Craig Cat
behind it.
is 60
Craig Cat
feet
behind it.
behind
feet.
him. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's not terrible. I mean, that
No.
sounds, he looks happy. I mean, just look at his face.
Oh,
on
anytime you get a
YouTube,
new
Twitch,
toy,
and
it's fun.
yeah, I mean, 4 hours you've been cruising in this. So are you like putting it through the paces? Are you breaking in the motor or something, or are you just out there enjoying yourself?
So what we did is we actually bought the factory demonstrator,
Mm.
and we're actually going to order another one in a different color.
Oh, really? Okay,
When it comes in, we're going to sell this one.
got
But,
it. Well, so that one
yeah,
looks
so
like
it-
it's what, an off-white maybe, or white, or what is that? What color is
This
that?
one is the
Red
Key
top,
West edition. It's basically yellow.
yellow. Okay. And so the color you want to get is what? That was up to your better half, I assume. I'm just guessing. She wanted a different color.
Definitely up to Colleen. Yeah.
Yeah.
She made the choice.
So Colleen
Yeah.
picked what color for you guys to pick up when they
So
give it to you?
they have a version. They have a version called the Gulfstream.
The Gulfstream.
Yeah,
What color is that going to be? What do you think?
like a teal color.
Okay,
teal green.
teal, aqua, something like that.
Yeah, teal aqua green.
Surf green, maybe.
Yeah.
So one of the things you had talked about when you were looking for a dinghy was something that you can not only travel with yourself from your yacht to a dock, but you could carry supplies and other things back in.
Yeah. Well, you
How
got a
does
little
that work
dock
out
in
with
front of
this?
your feet. It looks like to me with the
Well-
two-seater there, don't you, Mike? What do you think?
So it's a two-seater.
Yeah.
It's a two-seater, and you can see lots of leg room.
Yep.
It is super stable. I will tell you, I was shockingly surprised
Hmm.
by how well we could cross boat lakes today.
So just to paint a picture for people that aren't watching YouTube and
Mhm.
Facebook Live and Twitch, it's kind of like a mini twin hull, almost like a mini pontoon type of vessel.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a twin pontoon vessel. It's roll molded, and when they injection mold them, they fill them with 4,500 psi
Hmm.
of closed cell foam.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're unsinkable.
Nice.
Unsinkable.
So these are roto-molded hull. They're plastic like my boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're filled with
Yeah.
that foam stuff. But they're
Yeah,
it's
mine has foam in-
pressurized.
Mine
yeah,
has
they're
foam in it.
required to be filled with flotation foam. That's nothing unique.
Okay, but I mean, but
Yeah.
it's pressurized. Is that unique or no?
It is.
Okay, so that makes
Well,
it
I
even
mean, it
more floatable, I guess.
It is unsinkable.
Mhm.
And I can tell you from today, very stable. You can walk across the boat as if it were a floating dock.
Nice,
It's really
very
amazing.
stable. Okay, well that makes
Yeah.
sense. Well, and that's kind of what you wanted. Now the big question is, everybody wants to know
Yeah.
how much did you pay, or what are these things going for? I know it's a
They
rude
go for-
question, but I'm going to ask it
No,
anyway.
no. They're actually trailer and all.
Yeah,
You can get these things for under 16,000.
sweet.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
and today we did the performance test. We went all the way to Swamp House, which is about 7 miles down the river. So
Yeah.
we've done a bit of performance testing and got it to 29 miles an hour. So
Okay, so it cruises. That's pretty fast. You can
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
up
and
on
the
plane
other
and
great
go.
thing about those is the alligators don't have as far to jump to get to you.
No, they don't have to
No.
jump. They just kinda
29
float
miles an
aboard.
hour. Those are speed bumps you'll hardly feel.
29 miles an hour at 1 gallon an hour.
You gotta love that too, especially
Yeah.
when you're coming off of the fuel consumption from your 40-footer. I
Yes,
assume, right?
Exactly.
You're like, you know what?
exactly.
We don't need to take the big boy. Let's take the little Craig Cat dinghy down the
Well,
water for a while.
It
Yeah.
took us a third of the time to get to Swamp House today than it does on Silhouette. So,
Well, okay. So when you don't have guests,
Oh,
you,
Silhouette's going to get jealous now.
yeah, you might be running the Craig Cat. So be on the lookout for Mike the Mariner and his new Craig Cat dinghy, or maybe full-time vessel. You know, if the
Yeah.
fuel prices keep going up, you know, who knows? He might be on that more than he is on the main one. But
He's going to do the great loop with it.
he looks happy, and that's what it's all about when you're a boater. And congrats to you, Mike the Mariner and Colleen. They're both enjoying themselves, as you can see on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. And we'll let them go and break that baby in some more and come back with more news and information from the boating industry on the World of Boating. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I'm really excited to check out these beautiful waters with you in a really cool way.
All right.
See that boat over there?
Yeah.
I think we're going to sail on it today.
Oh, my God. Yes.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater. Big fans of The Bachelorette. There's two of them right now. They're having issues, by the way, as Barry and Patrick are no doubt following closely. And
No
the only way they're going to be able to salvage this season, I think, is if they get the Bachelorettes and their potential mates out on a boat. I haven't seen them do that yet. And but there's still hope that somewhere along the process, either, as they whittle down hometowns and fantasy suites and things like that, they'll get a boating excursion, and that'll put them over the top. That's my prediction. Barry, you with me on that?
What?
Yeah,
or are we
he's
talking
with
about
me.
something important?
Yeah, he's with me. And Patrick is more in, I don't know if he's sending out like curses to Mike the Mariner on the purchase of his new dinghy, because he went totally against your suggestion, your recommendation of not to
It'll be
do
the
that.
first time that's happened in my life.
First time ever. So I guess time will tell whether Mike's purchase pans out for him. Right now, he seems very happy. So you hope the best for him, and it works out well for him, right, Patrick?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay. Or your true feeling is you hope he sinks before he gets back to the dock today? Is that
No, he won't.
I
sink.
would never hope that anybody sinks ever.
Okay. And not even in shallow water where they could just
Not even in
wade
shallow
back to
water.
shore.
More drownings occur in shallow water than deep water.
Oh,
that boat won't sink.
you
That's
want him
not
to
the issue.
drown. That's right. Yeah, he can't sink in that vessel. I think the Craig Cat is pretty cool looking. I'd go out on it with him. That'd be fun.
No, it looks like a fun boat to spend the day on, zipping around or taking your fishing poles out on and all that. But
right.
It looks like a fun boat to rent for a day.
Yeah.
But
That's
to
what
use
it looks like.
as a utility boat for, going from your yacht over to pick up supplies and things like that. I don't know if that's going to work out in the long run.
Why?
We'll see.
Why do you say
It just doesn't because it just doesn't have the room.
Well,
It's a long. First of all, if
It's
you
long
look
and
at
has
the
a
boat,
nice deck to it. You could put a big cooler on the
it's
front.
not.
It's not
It's not built for what Mike originally told us what he was looking for.
Well, to shuttle
Okay.
back and forth between his yacht
And to be able to bring in supplies. So got to run into the store, do this, do that.
Well, that
Then
deck
not-
is big enough for a big size
No.
box
I am
between their
looking.
legs. What?
I am looking at their website. It isn't. The boat is big, but a good portion of the pontoons at the bow and aft are non-usable unless you're going to build extra deck space or fill it in somehow and make it look like an airboat.
Well, I don't know. It looked like you could just put a big cooler and strap it down to the front of that thing.
That's about what you could put on it is
Yeah.
a cooler.
And that's what else would you need it for?
Well, some people, when they're out on their boats for months at a time or whatever he plans on doing in the future, are going to need a big enough dinghy to actually load up a large amount of supplies.
Yeah, Barry, what usually happens to a boat when you put a lot of weight on the very front of it?
It tends to submarine down.
Wow, that's amazing. Physics at work.
Mhm.
Who would ever thought?
I think he'll be fine.
Okay. Well, as I said, I think it's a fun boat.
Well, it's both. It's a little
yeah.
bit of both. It's multi-use.
I
They
thought
may have
about
more
it when
fun.
when I looked at dive boats, I looked at that boat and I thought that would be a good platform for diving, but no, not with all the weight you carry when you dive.
Well, right. I mean, it's not really big enough for a dive boat, I don't
No.
think. But anyway, we'll have to find out, in another week or two. We'll give him we'll check back with him about a month. We'll give him a
6
month.
months.
6
6
months.
months.
You think 6 months he'll be regretting
Yeah,
his purchase?
the first half dozen times he's got to take his 40-foot yacht. And poor Mike, he's only got a 40-foot yacht. I was like, my yacht's only 40 feet.
yeah. Who's jelly now?
Oh, man. Pardon me. So with the first few times he's got to take that thing out and then set up his bridle and then start to tow that thing while he's trying to maintain station and getting everything set up. It's going to be a little bit of a hassle.
He'll get it. I have no doubt.
No, he won't get it. That'll be up to his deck mate.
Which will be Colleen. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, could you tie that bridle to a wench? So as you start to leave the dock,
Sure
you could
you
actually
could.
unwench it out.
You could attach it to whatever you want, Barry. I mean, that's another possibility.
Well, I'm saying because he says it's going to be a 60-foot tow rope. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you bring out his 40-foot yacht and then you got to wait until 60 feet go by for the little dinghy to follow along. But if you had it wenched up close, as you went out, you could start, paying out the
letting it
line
out.
with a electric wench of some
Maybe.
type.
I mean, it's just depend on how often he's going to use it like that, I guess, or tow it.
And I would much prefer to put a whip tender set up on the back of it instead of a bridle. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, he said, didn't he say that the manufacturer actually has a bridle that they made specifically for
No,
it? Or
no.
it was another
No.
owner that had done
There was
that.
somebody
Yes, it
else
was
that
another
said,
owner.
"Try this. This works great for my boat."
Yeah. Well, if it works great
And
for him.
those things never ever go wrong.
hmm Well, it'd be no different than any other dinghy, wouldn't it? You gotta if you were going to tow the dinghy.
First of all, 60 foot is an awfully long tow for a boat that weighs is fairly light, and depending on how much speed his 40-foot yacht makes and what kind of displacement, what kind of wake it creates when he comes off, if 60 feet, even the bridle is going to be enough to keep that thing from running up on the back.
Well, time
there's
will
only
tell.
one way
We'll
to
see.
find out. Yeah.
We'll give him 6 months and see if he still likes it. But right now he's in like new boat euphoria.
The honeymoon phase.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, that happens with almost every boater out there.
Right.
Then they get that first maintenance bill.
Well, we'll see if they
I don't
make
think
it.
there'll be much maintenance on
Yeah.
this.
Oh, I forgot to ask what they were going to name her. I mean, don't you got to name your dinghy too?
They're not going to keep her that long. They said they're
going to
they
name.
still would name
she's
her.
adopted for now until they trade her in.
Mike told me they were going to name their little dinghy Greg.
Oh,
So they wouldn't have to change the name on the back so much. Instead of Craig Cat, it would be Greg Cat.
Ah, gotcha.
That could work.
Yeah, I'll take it. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, moving on to some industry news, some news that you can use so we can stop talking about Mike and his yacht problem.
Jelly. You're jelly. Admit it.
A lot of news breaking this week, and a lot of it is electric in nature. Godfrey Pontoons has launched the Mighty G, which is the first
Well,
boat they've ever
I've
designed.
been called that many times. Yeah.
Not on this show.
Well, if we could start, feel free
This
to.
is Godfrey
use it.
Pontoons. This is the first boat they've designed for either electric or gas outboards. This will be for the 2023 model year. The boat comes in at 15 feet 7 inches, a beam of 7 feet 6 inches, can accommodate 7, and is available in cruising or fishing models. They are offering it with, guess what? Their Torqeedo Cruise 3.0, Cruise 6.0, or Cruise 12.0 electric outboards, and are rated for gas outboards up to 50 horsepower.
The Mighty G. It does kind of have a ring to it. I might have to request that the rest
Careful,
of
I'll bring Captain Greg Crunch
yeah,
back.
our World Boating Crew is going to have to refer to me that way. I like
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
We now return to Night Boat, the crime-solving boat.
Faster, Night Boat. We've got to catch those starfish poachers.
You don't have to yell, Michael. I'm all around you. Oh no, they're headed for land.
We'll never catch them now.
Incorrect. Look, a canal.
Oh, Night Boat, go!
Oh, every week there's a canal. Or an inlet. Or a fjord.
Quiet! I will not hear another word against a boat.
I was young, I was dry, but to sail I would go. 1 hour on the water, I was soaked down below. Though I tried, I couldn't hide from my mother's piercing view. But all she would say was, a big boy like you. Wet before, wet behind, we're the members of the Wet Pants Club.
Getting a little pissed here.
Wet before, wet behind, we're the members of the Wet Pants Club.
This is the World of Boating. Captain Patrick Barry the Boater, and yours truly, the Mighty G. Yes, the Mighty G is me.
Never hear the end of this now.
And or Greg, your first mate.
He's already ordered the necklace.
Yeah,
Mighty
the hats,
G, right? Shirts,
T-shirts,
the whole thing.
yeah, the whole thing.
Right.
He's got the Scuba Cowboy working on a song.
Right,
Yeah.
the Mighty G. Yeah.
No, the Ballad of the Mighty G.
That boat, that electric boat you were talking about, Captain Patrick. Why did they call it the Mighty G? Did they explain that at all, or that seemed an odd model name?
Do you remember the company, Greg?
Is that the name of
do
the
you
company
remember
of the boat? I want to know why did they come up with the name of the boat? Tell us.
Godfrey Pontoons.
So so that's what it stands for. They just
The Mighty G.
Yes,
the
the Mighty G.
That is, I don't know. That is an odd model name, though.
Nah, it's awesome.
Well,
it's
a
better
good name
than-
for like me, but I don't know if I'd name a boat like that.
It's It's better than the G5XTZ.
You don't like all the little letters after the numbers.
I don't like that, and I don't like
XLCP1.
I don't like decades ago when, for some reason, the U.S. market decided to go metric, and all of a sudden you had 9.0s and 8.3s, and
I have a 24Z.
Stop it.
Hey, what kind of boat? Yeah, I have a Mighty G. Suck it.
Now, continuing on the electric news, if you will, also jumping in is Crest pontoon boats. This week, they unveiled a zero-emissions electric pontoon.
Wait, don't tell me. Their boat is called the Mighty C?
For the 2023 model year. The 20-foot Crest Current, great name for a boat.
And/or the Mighty C.
Has an E-Propulsion Navy 3.0 motor with a E175 battery. And they say the Current is a direct reflection of Crest Pontoon Boats' continual efforts to push the boundaries of innovation in order to deliver a superior boating experience for everyone, regardless of potential lake limitations and personal preferences. And that boat, a 20-foot with this E-Propulsion, it is going to come in around $49,000.
That's not terrible, is it?
It is not.
Yeah.
But this is the way every boat manufacturer is starting to pivot, is to eventually have electric boats in their lineup. Boat manufacturers that are positioned as kind of where they can produce a boat for just about any type of boater, if you will, is going to wind up with probably, certainly an outboard version of some of their boats, probably their smaller boats like we saw with Vision Marine jumping in with Beneteau and on the Four Winds models and offering outboard 180 horsepower electric outboards, that those will be hitting as well. Also jumping in to the electric market, Twin V Power Cats, which is an established brand, has got an electric boat called the Forza, Forza X1.
Pretty
And
cool. That sounds pretty cool, too.
The
Mighty F.
It is pretty
Mighty
cool.
F or the X1.
Now, what really sets these guys apart is they've entered into an exclusive distribution agreement with OneWater. And OneWater this week, he purchased another dealership, this one up in Maryland, Taylor Marine Centers, which is a third generation boat dealership with 2 locations, well established, carries a wide variety of boat models. So OneWater have not applied the brakes yet on what they are doing in buying dealerships, buying marinas. You can see some manufacturers there maybe in the near future, but they have entered into this agreement with Forza, and they're going to do a direct-to-consumer, all-digital sales platform.
So you go online with your phone or your computer and you buy your boat through that.
like the Tesla model where you buy your Tesla online as opposed to a dealer?
You can either go to Forza's website or an app platform or kiosks at a OneWater, one of their currently 96 retail locations. So you'll be able to go online or on Forza's site or go to the dealership itself and basically configure the boat that you want and place your order.
I would think with a boat or anything like that, a vehicle, you still want to go down and look at it, touch it, sit in it, see if it's going to be comfortable for you.
I certainly totally agree. I don't know that anybody, well, I do know some customers over the years that have purchased yachts sight unseen, basically pointed at a picture in a catalog and said, I want that. And when I say that, I'm not being, trying to be funny. That's actually how these customers have purchased these boats, because I've then got those boats transported and then assembled, because these yachts would ship in three parts.
Mm-hmm.
And then after getting the PDI done, went and did the training with the customer on the boat. And it's like, picked it right out of a catalog, didn't go to a boat show, didn't go for a ride in one, just said, that's what I want, and placed the order. So that does happen. Personally, I would never, even if I had been on my buddy had a boat, and I really like that, I would still want to go on, a current model, something with all the features, and make sure that it's going to do what I want it to do. Because that's how it's supposed to be. The boat should do what you want it to do, not the other way around.
Well, I mean, that's kind of
that.
what the boat shows are for, though, aren't they? Where you can go to a boat show and maybe get out there and do a test drive on something and check it out and touch it and feel it, and then you get on your computer and order all the specifics that you want to get. I think
the nice thing about the boat show is that you're grouping all different manufacturers together. It makes it a one-stop, let's check it out section, not necessarily buying it at that moment unless there's something that absolutely hits you and you say, that's the one I got to have.
Well, they can't sell it to you usually right now anyway because they don't have them in stock. So they're kind of doing that
even if
already.
they did, let's just bypass that for a minute and say that if you want to really get a good span of different kind of boats and what you may want to do with one, if you're not sure, the boat show is the best place to get that information. And then you could zero in by going onto the website or, going to one specific dealership.
Agreed. And you agree too, don't you, Patrick? I mean, or you wonder?
Were you guys talking? Because I really wasn't paying attention. I was looking at going on to the next moves because if I hear Greg's voice, I automatically. What was he talking about? The Bachelor again, Barry?
No, the Mighty G. He really likes that.
Well, look, you're not going to buy the cow before you try out the milk. The whole thing with the Bachelor tries the same thing with a boat.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just saying that's kind of how this is kind of a universal life lesson.
Hey, go answer the door of the studio. I think FedEx is there with your new guitar that's been wrapped with the Mighty G logo.
Oh, I love this. Oh, he's joking again. He's not a very good joke teller. I'm just going to leave it at that. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
You can't have 5 people or 10 people in a boat.
So if it is a family of 4 or 5, like husband, wife, and kids, they're going to have to pick 2 of them at a time.
They would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Greaseball, where did you get the right to tell me how many people can come on my boat? Nobody asked that question. Whoa, really? It's on the boat or on the dock? Nobody said anything. Sweetly sailing, darling, sweetly sailing by the sea, silver caps the ocean, we'll be sailing free.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater. Feel free to call me the Mighty G as well. But I'll leave that to our passenger's choice. Barry, what say you?
I wanted to ask a question about the electric motors that you've seen so far, Patrick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are any of them where the motor is actually down in the lower unit, like a torpedo, like you would, like on ships?
Into the prop,
well, just the motor and the prop all one unit as like a torpedo.
Yeah.
Or are they still put the motors up and then they have these transfers, these shafts transferring
like dive
power?
Scooters is what you're talking about. That's kind of
like ships. A lot of the ships now they have electric propulsion. They have these big pods underneath the ship that are they turn. But that is the motor in there. It isn't some kind of drive system in there.
Right.
Yeah, these outboards have been largely, battery packs on top and drive systems down in the hub.
Okay, so they are already in the water, so to speak. So you're not losing any horsepower because anytime you have gearing and you have transfers from vertical to horizontal, you're going to lose some horsepower just from friction.
Yeah, that wouldn't work real well with electric, in an outboard. It's got to be a direct right in the bullet casing in the hub itself.
Okay, yeah. So that's the way they're building them now.
Well, certainly the smaller ones. I haven't gotten too deep into like Vision Marine's 180 horsepower outboard, because that has the look of a traditional outboard, engine casing, versus you see some of the other electric outboards and there's nothing other than a battery pack, basically where the engine cowling would be, and all the business is taking place down below.
Yeah.
As far as things like Ingenuity from Nautiques, those are, engines that are being driven by electric, rechargeable battery packs.
Okay.
So that's more of like the power bank, lithium batteries, or, moving into these multiple rechargeable, but no gas engines are being driven by electric power and electric power only.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's no different than the electric cars. All the motors are by each wheel, right?
Well, I
yeah,
know
because boats have wheels. So yeah,
Well,
that's
no, but
perfect,
that's
Greg.
what he's talking about. The
that's-
motors
no,
are
but-
right and the prop are close together, as opposed to a separate engine and drive
not all,
shaft.
Well, wait, not all electric cars are like that. I think the Teslas have their motors at the wheels. I think the Chevy Volt, for example, the motor was, I believe, I don't know if it was at the wheels. I thought it was attached to a transmission up towards the front, but I'd have to go review it.
Yeah, well, who knows? I know some.
Yeah,
of them do like that.
which electric car does for sure have power on each wheel is Rivian. You guys familiar with Rivian?
Yes. Yeah,
that
the
sounds
trucks,
familiar.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
pickup truck.
Yep.
I have seen that. I have seen one out here.
Yeah, and posted on worldofboating.com or the World of Boating Facebook page. If you haven't checked us out and liked us, please do so. We promise we will not bombard you with a bunch of useless news stories and stuff. There's one or two that post every day. You get to follow along because these are going to be the things that we are going to talk about, hopefully, during the Saturday show. So this guy out at Bear Lake, where water levels have dropped a bit, he decided that, you know what? Here's a good idea. I'm going to take my 6,000-pound ski boat, and I know, based on, because I read the owner's manual, how deep I can get this truck in the water. I'm going to back it in from the shore all the way into the lake. And there's video of that on the World of Boating Facebook page. It did go off, no pun intended, without a hitch, so to speak.
This
But,
new Rivian. Okay.
I don't know that I'd be driving, because I don't know that I'd be driving my brand new, I don't know, $80,000 electric pickup truck into a lake to launch a boat.
Well,
Just saying. That's just
how
me.
did it end? Did he get it back out? Did it work, or did he have an issue?
No, he got it back out. It all worked out. I just don't know that it would be something that I would think of doing with, again, my brand new, whatever their ridiculous amount of money they're charging for that pickup truck, to go and back it into the lake, just because I read the owner's manual. It says my clearance is X. That's really not designed to back a boat, to drive it into water. And then, of course, you're kind of sitting there for a bit while you're getting the boat on or off, and then to pull it out. If you're passing through, a flooded street or something like that, yeah, you can get through that and you're not going to cause any damage. I don't know that's necessarily made to be submerged for a period of time like he did.
Well, if
But
he said
to
the
each
owner's
their own.
manual said he could do it, though. So
No, the owner's manual said what his clearance was. Didn't say that he could go and sink it.
And dump the motors in there.
What do you think, Barry?
Moving on. Go ahead.
The one quick thing, we have a problem down in Miami. I don't know what's going on with boats here, but if you remember about 2-3 weeks ago, we talked about a boat stranded on a highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's happened again this past Monday. Another boat somehow became detached from its hitch, and the boat was not on the trailer. Again, I don't know where the trailer is, but they show a boat sitting on the road here. Maybe he slid off the trailer on a local highway.
Well, we've had a lot of rain here lately, so
yeah.
Why are people abandoning their boats on highways?
I don't know. I think we got to save the boats. I think the big G should help them.
Oh, the Mighty G. The Mighty G. Get it
Mighty
right.
G.
The Big G is totally
the Big G
different
is what he
person.
was called in college.
The Mighty G needs to help him.
Okay, so
Hey.
save the boats is what Barry wants
Save the
to
boats.
start.
We're going to start a campaign. Don't leave them on the side of the road.
Huh.
Yeah, save the boats. And this last story is for Greg. So up in Halibut Cove in Alaska, that's in Homer.
Yeah.
Video came out this week between a float plane and a boat.
Okay.
And when you watch the video, you could see, now again, we know planes, float planes, when they land, as soon as they land, as soon as they're on the water, they become a boat. So the rules are, it is now a vessel on the water.
Okay.
So those navigation rules now apply.
Right.
This boat was started circling this float plane, and this was not a little boat. This was like one of those ones with the forward swept windshields, Barry, kind of military looking.
Yeah.
Aluminum hull. And there's video, and he passes at speed right in front. Like you see the propeller of the plane is turning, and here's this boat comes into frame and just blasts past them. So authorities are investigating that. I figured I'd just bring that up for Greg because he is still in training for his pilot's license, and he is probably the best boat passenger that we know, the Mighty G.
Well, thank you. I'll take it. And
You should.
I mean, but the boater was the one in violation, not the airplane guy.
Yeah. This guy's making tight circles around this plane like he's trying to block him for some reason. It's
And a
weird.
plane can't stop as quickly as a boat will because it just
Well, it
doesn't-
can if it just plows
it
into
doesn't-
the boat.
Well,
It'll
yeah, but
stop.
it doesn't displace the amount of water that a boat will, so it won't
Right.
stop as fast.
Yes, unless it hits the boat, which that
Well,
guy would be.
the state troopers and the U.S. Coast Guard are both investigating. Stay
Hmm.
tuned for more.
All right. Well, they don't mix these floating airplanes and boats. One's going to lose out, and just avoid that situation altogether. On that note, we're going to wrap it up till next time. Remember, whether it's sail or motor,
Life is better as a boater.
safe boating, everyone.
Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab! World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.